Yeah, I mean, the reality is we gave up a 19-point lead to lose the game, and uh, part of winning in the National Football League is sustaining a lead. And we just needed one stop, didn't get one. And, against a tough defense, points were hard to come by. You score 29. However, the points come, you feel like you're going to have a chance to go win, and didn't get it done.
Offense got bogged down there in that fourth quarter. Did they change anything up to force those 3 and outs?
Yeah, I mean, we were down a couple linemen at one point. Anton had to come out. Chuma's in. We had Patrick McCary coming out. Monheim's in. We just didn't execute extremely well, I don't think, on that. Specifically, that one drive backed up kind of ish when we punted it. When we had the sack, I believe, on the third down. So that's the number one defense in the National Football League, and that's the reality. And points were definitely hard to come by, especially in the second half. And we got a lot of help from teams and a couple turnovers early, but we weren't able to go capitalize. 4 of 11 on third down versus 10 of 15.
On defense in that fourth quarter, first glance, would you like to have Camp make any different calls with how he played things?
I mean, I was on the headset hearing him call, when you blitz and, you're a little susceptible in the back end when you blitz. And then when we 4-man rush, we're not getting home. That's the reality. And that's a hard place as any coach to be in, and players as well at times. So, we got to go watch the tape to see exactly every call, but I didn't necessarily think there was we were putting these guys in really bad positions. You're kind of trying to hold on to a lead and make them earn it, and we let up too many explosive plays.
Go ahead, Mike.
How much did not having, Brian and the injuries on offense kind of impact the way you guys were trying to make or get anything going in the pass game?
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure it had some sort of an impact. Probably could have thrown it a little bit more. We had an explosive play opportunity on the previous drive where we had Parker matched up on a linebacker, and we have a run. 39 runs right through the gap when we're targeting him on the protection. And Trevor had to scramble down the left sideline, on their sideline. We have Parker wide open for a huge play, massive play. Missed a couple of those opportunities, which ended up adding up at the end.
Tough loss, Coach. But how good was it to see Parker Washington to continue to make plays?
Yeah, I mean, he just keeps doing it. We were trying to get him to rock multiple other ways. Man, there was a critical third down earlier in the second half where we had to settle for 3, and he's wide open again. Ball gets batted down. He's wide open. Cook the dude on a slant. He just keeps doing his thing. He's helping us win every week, and I appreciate him for that.
Jacoby Myers' debut as well today, Coach. He made some contested catches
Yep.
in traffic, man. How was that just to see him just come out right away and get going?
Great. Awesome. He's going to keep helping us win, helping us compete to win, and was proud of the way he prepared this week.
You mentioned the 4-man rush not getting there. That's sort of been a theme. How concerned are you going into these last games that it may not be fixable?
Yeah. That's something we definitely need to talk about as a staff and as a group that hasn't been good enough all season and wasn't good enough today. So, there's a combination. It's never one group's fault when you lose a game. That's not what we're going to do here, but it definitely is a challenge for us at the moment.
Did you get an explanation on the Trayvon Walker sack? He had his arms out like he was trying not to put body weight on Mills. Did you get any explanation?
Any of the contact with the head, they're going to call. They're going to call it, and they said that it was, contact on the head. I didn't see the pass interference either. That brought him down inside the 5-yard line or whatever when Jaren makes the play on the ball or gets his head around or whatever it was. I didn't see. They said that he might have had his wrist or something, but. We're not going to get any of those.
Is it shell shock in that locker room after this game?
Yeah, definitely some probably disbelief. You're like, you got a 19-point lead and you can't hold on to it, and that's disappointing. That's really disappointing against an in-division opponent on the road where you're controlling the game for the majority of it, with all three phases having an impact. But, I don't think we forced the punt in the second half, which was obviously hard when they're trying to play catch-up. They're throwing it, and then when they were able to go and run it on that long last drive, they were able to run it. And, that was something that obviously hurt us.
It counts as one in the loss column. How big of a challenge is it for you over these next couple of days to make sure these guys can move on from this?
Yeah, that's going to be, we'll see, that's the whole message in the locker room just now was this one's going to sting, and it should. But we've got to move on. We got a big home game coming up this week that we've got to get back up for. We had great energy and juice at practice this week. It showed with the way that we started the game, but we weren't able to sustain that for whatever reason in the second half, and we'll definitely have to challenge each other this week to get back on track.
Talk about the pass rush. What's been the biggest issue that the front four can't get home without extra help?
I think we had some opportunities today, right? We didn't get them down, I think, a few times, right? Had them wrapped up, didn't get them down. Those are huge momentum plays when you have them and you can't get them down, and he's able to throw it away. It just gives him another down and more life. You just keep the life in them. And the whole message was to squeeze the life out of these guys in the second half and go take it. And it's been a frustration for a while now, obviously, the combination of lack of getting to the quarterback, and when we do, finishing it. But it definitely needs to continue to get evaluated and see who can help us do those things too.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you, Leo.
Thank you, guys.